channel. Today I'm going to be talking about microchipping. So if any of you have not, or if any, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, microchipping. Stay on track, Roxanne. Now I'm sure most of you know what microchipping is, but just in case there are people out there who don't, I want to give like a brief overview of what microchipping is. So microchipping is a little device that is about the size of a grain of rice that is inserted in your dog right behind the shoulder blade. So it is put in by a veterinarian using a needle, and the needle is quite big, but I have all of my pets microchipped. I firmly believe in it, and you know, it doesn't hurt that bad. Some of my pets have kind of whined a little bit when they first put the needle in. It's just like getting a shot. And then some other of my pets have not even like said a word. So it just depends on, you know, how wimpy your pet is and if they can take it or not. But anyway, I think that it is very necessary. I think that every pet should have a microchip, and I firmly believe in them. So they insert this little chip into your pet right here, like I said, behind the shoulder blade, and then that chip has a special number, and then you would fill out a form and send it in to the company, and that number is then associated with all of your personal information, your name, your address, your phone number, your veterinarian's name, etc. So that is basically how, you know, what a microchip is. And then what happens is unfortunately, you know, there are times when a pet may get away from you, or God forbid, if someone would steal your pet and bring them into a vet, or, you know, any kind of situation could happen. And if they would scan your pet for a microchip, that number will come up and they are able to locate you. Now it is very important that you fill out the form and send the registration in, because if you get the microchip done and you don't send the form in with the payment, and I think it's $15 where we live, to register, then it really does you no good, because that microchip is not going to link to, you know, anywhere. It's not going to have your information. So when you go to the vet, make sure you ask them if they are going to fill out and send in the registration form, or if this is something that you have to do. And my vet used to give the registration forms to me to fill out and send in with the $15, but they just recently started going to where they fill out the form, they collect the $15 from you, and then they fill out the form and send it in to the company, because they have found that a lot of people get the microchip done and then they don't send the form in. So they have, you know, decided to go ahead and send the form in, which I think is a really good idea to help prevent, because I know people forget and you think, oh, well, they have the microchip done, and they don't realize that they have to send in the form. Now, there are several companies that offer microchips, and you want to make sure in your area, wherever you live, that you are using a company that is pretty universal to your area. Because it doesn't do you any good if your vet puts in a microchip that only a couple of veterinarians in the area may have the readers for. So you want to make sure that you check with your vet to find out, hey, in my area, what is the most universal microchip brand? In my area, that brand is Avid, and it's AVID. So pretty much every veterinarian and shelter in my area has the Avid scanner, and that will, you know, detect those microchips that are put in. Now, I will tell you a little personal story about, you know, what happened to me, or not exactly to me, but it's a personal story relating a microchip. Years and years ago, I bred one litter of Cavalier King Charles Spaniel puppies, and although, you know, it was something that I thought that I wanted to do, I got into showing and I got into, you know, like I said, I did breed that 1 litter. I quickly found out that, you know what, I will just live vicariously through my show breeder friends and my, you know, my breeder friends, because this is not for me. I can't do it. I mean, it was kind of like, it was a great experience, but it was also an awful experience all at the same time. And so I basically bred, you know, my loving pet, and the worry was just like way too much. And I was like, never again, never ever again. So anyway, that was years ago. And probably about, I can't remember how many years ago, but it was years ago. But then probably a year ago or 2 years ago, I get a phone call, and well, to back up, I got all of my puppies microchipped. So before they left for their new homes, they all got microchipped. And about a year ago, I get a phone call asking if I owned a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and they told me the name, and it was one of my puppies. And I was like, no, but I know the owner, and you know, they let me get in touch with them. So I tried calling, and I got no answer from the owner, but I was friends with him on Facebook. So I messaged him on Facebook and said, hey, you know, I just got a call from Avid stating that, you know, they have your dog. And he was like, oh my, you know, he answered me right away, and he says, oh my God, I'm on a cruise. And I, you know, left the dogs in the care of my next door neighbor, and they must have gotten out for some reason. Let me check, let me call my mom. So anyway, he called his mom from the cruise ship, and his mom went and got the dog, and sure enough, that's what happened. He said that, you know, when he got back, he called me, and he said that the neighbor that he left the dogs with, some kind of way, the dog bolted out the door and, you know, got away from her. And so luckily the dog was microchipped, and that is how they were reunited. So it happens, and you know, and as diligent as we all are, you never ever know what could happen. So I firmly believe in getting the microchipping done as soon as possible, just in case something would happen and your dog would get lost. Or I always, you know, like peace of mind knowing, like if someone would steal my dog, God forbid, then, you know, that kind of proves that, hey, I am the owner, like this dog is registered to me. And so that's another good reason as well. Now, before I leave you guys, I also want to make sure that everyone knows that if you happen to find a dog, make sure that you take that dog in to any veterinarian to have them scanned for a microchip, because like my dogs don't wear collars, and they do wear a harness like when we go outside and walking on a leash, but they don't wear collars all the time, but yet they are microchipped. So if you would happen to be the person that would find a dog, please take them into a shelter, or a veterinarian is, you know, the better place to take them into, to have them scanned to see if that dog has a microchip, because it is a lot more popular now than it ever used to be. So always check on any dog that you would find to see if they are microchipped. Another good tip that you can do is, if your dog does wear a collar and you have the tag engraved, put microchipped on the tag. You know, put your name, put your number, and they should be able to get you with that. But say, for instance, you have a tag that is old, and it might be an old number for you, and you didn't remember to change the number on the tag. If you put microchipped, then that will give them some more information to help find you. Also, in your information that you turn in on your registration form, I'm gonna put her down because, you know, she's getting hot with me holding her. So in the information that you put on your registration form, there are also alternative contacts. And so even though your tag is gonna say your name and your number, you might be out of town. Just like my, you know, my client was, the guy who bought my puppy, he was out of town. But if, you know, they would have searched a little bit more, Well, actually they did. That's why they called me. So that is important, to put microchip, to have that engraved on your tag, and so that everyone knows if they would happen to find your pet, that that pet is microchipped. All right, so that concludes this video. I hope you guys got some good information from it. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave it in the comments below. I love hearing all of your comments and your suggestions, and we're always looking for new topics to bring to you and to the channel. And I would love to hear if you have any other suggestions for me for videos that I have not done. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Catch us on Facebook and also on Snapchat, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.